What's up, everybody? Noah Kids back here from our review of the brand new Dave Bautista action film, Trap House, when an undercover DEA agent and his partner embark on a dangerous game of cat and mouse with an audacious and surprising group of thieves, their own rebellious teenagers, who have begun robbing from a dangerous cartel using their parents' tactics and top secret intel to do it. This film is brand new, coming to theaters this Friday. I was lucky enough to get a screener for it. I'm a big fan of Dave Bautista, not only as an actor, but also formerly as a wrestler. I grew up with him as a wrestler, so I followed him into the movie world. This movie is very, very fun. Now, you will see on Letterboxd and a couple other places that this movie is 2 hours and 7 minutes long. That is wrong. My screener, I have no idea if it's a shorter cut or an extended cut, is 1 hour and 41 minutes. 92 minutes without the end credits. So it's a short little film. Let's get into this movie. This is a fun action film that is well shot and has a very good performance from Dave Bautista. However, those are the only good things about it. It's well shot and the performance from Dave Bautista serves the story enough. Now, is this something that's going to rejuvenize any of the fans who maybe are losing faith in action films? Not really. This is nothing new. Dave Bautista is playing the same type of guy we've seen in multiple other films from multiple other actors. He's a father, and his son is getting into his work and kind of screwing up his job and getting in the way. However, I can't remember a whole lot of movies like this where there's a whole group of teens who are getting into their parents' work as a DEA agent and robbing from a cartel, but this is a very standard story. This is a story we've seen time and time and time again. Twists and turns galore, surprises, however you know how it's going to end, and this movie is a short watch. However, that doesn't stop it from starting to drag a little bit. Right about the third act, before we get into the third act, it really starts to get dragging. There is a character introduced here that I really wanted to see something different from. And the character that is introduced, once you think about it, you know where it's going. Very good performance, very well done. However, I wish you wouldn't have gone this way, because what they do with this ending is they attempt to set up for a sequel that I don't think we'll get. I really don't think that this is going to make a whole lot of money, because I haven't seen one trailer for this. I haven't seen one poster. The only reason I knew this movie was even coming out is because I follow all of the movie releases and everything, and I got a screener invite. So I said, sure, I know about this film. It's Dave Bautista. How is this? The movie's fine overall. There's nothing great in this. It's well shot. The CGI is shoddy at times, especially in the beginning. There are moments here where there is a nice dynamic between father and son. Dave Bautista and his son. However, many of their characters here are kind of just thrown together. Sophia Lillis is barely used in this film. She's used in a way where she kind of just is thrown in there. She's used as pretty much bait here, is what I want to say. They're trying to use her as bait. If that makes any sense. And yes, I'm going into a little bit of spoilers, but if you know action films and films like this in the agent genre, you know this type of film, you know what's going to happen. However, with this being well shot and the action is fun, the script is the big issue. There's nothing original here. And if it was a little bit different story, not so cliched and not so run-of-the-mill action film, I would give this a higher score. However, again, this movie needs more. It needs more. I wanted more from this film. I'm a big fan of Dave Bautista and of Bobby Cannavale. I like him as well. Very good actor. He's barely used. He is barely used. He is basically he's the partner to Dave Bautista. Let's put it that way. And the scenes you see him in are basically those action scenes. There's no story to his character. There's nothing to that character. Sophia Lillis, there's more story with that, because there is a subplot here involving the teenager's friend whose father is killed on a mission, and now because of the DEA not giving them money, they have to move, and they're basically trying to get this money to try and save their friend from leaving town, basically. It's subpar at best. I wanted to like this a lot more than I actually did. Dave Bautista's good. It's well shot. The action is fun, but the script is the issue. There's nothing new to this. And if you're an action junkie, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this. I enjoy a good action movie as well, but I want more from my action films. Something like a Bad Boys Ride or Die, where you know the characters, yes, but if it was just the first Bad Boys film, regardless of if it was a franchise, the first film, that would have been great. Bad Boys Ride or Die, awesome. This, basic run-of-the-mill story. But if you're interested in checking this out, it is in theaters right now. I would recommend going to theaters to see it if you're a fan of, say, action films or Dave Bautista, but don't go into this expecting anything monumental. I wanted more from this, and I was slightly disappointed. However, only 92 minutes long. They do set up a sequel that I don't think will come. If we get a sequel, will I watch it? Probably. But I enjoyed this film enough to give this a sub-positive score, a minor positive score, and with that being said, I'm going to wind up giving Trap House a C. It's run-of-the-mill. It's $5 Walmart bin movie of the week. That's basically what I'm going to call this, is Walmart bin movie of the week. You go to Walmart, you get a bag of chips, some pop, and you go with your buddies, and you go to the $5 Walmart bin and see what DVDs and Blu-rays are in there, and Trap House is there. You think that can be a nice time, and that's what it serves as. It's fine overall. Do I recommend you going to a 10 p.m. screening? Not really. If you have a matinee of this playing, go and see it. It's all right. But there's my review of Trap House, and until next time, everybody, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
So where did you go when the fire is low?